description now this morning?
You know, we do. What we're being told is that he's a heavyset Hispanic male. He did take off on a mountain bike. One of the things about him is that he's got tattoos on his neck. They're actually words, and according to witnesses, they're pretty distinctive. Now, we don't really have an age on him or his clothing description. It was late at night, but that's pretty distinctive, and we're hoping that we'll have some more information to put out later on today.
Initial reports when we arrived on scene were that the two men, the victim and the suspect, were outside in front of the house, potentially having some type of argument. At this point, we're still looking into that. We don't even know if they knew each other.
We don't know if they knew each other. We know that the victim is associated with the home here. We know nothing about the suspect. We don't know if there was an argument. Obviously, there was a dispute of some type between these two men, and we're trying to find out and hope that that helps to lead us to finding out who the suspect is.
All right, so once 911 is called, you mentioned that we have a lot of witnesses here, a lot of people in the apartment complex, a lot of people in the home, but really what they heard were the gunshots and everything after.
Correct. Everything after. It was a witness that was able to tell us about the suspect or possible suspect leaving on the bike, but no one really heard anything before they heard the gunshots.
Going back to that bicycle, we're being told that suspect actually held up a witness, a potential witness, at gunpoint, stole that bicycle from them, and then took off.
He did. It was actually an armed robbery, and the victim was out or came out. The bicycle was there. The victim had the bicycle, and the suspect determined that perhaps that was the only way he was going to be able to get away, and so he did take that bicycle from that victim at gunpoint.
All right, great information. Thank you so much. So again, police looking for a heavy-set Hispanic male with a lot of tattoos, words on his neck. This morning, a 46-year-old man shot several times. According to neighbors, they heard 5 gunshots. He's in extremely critical condition this morning. Back to you.
And good description there, too. So, Anita, hopefully they can get him arrested. Thanks. Now on to this story of a car discovered in the drink in a valley canal. Look, we're going to zoom in so you can see just the tip top of the car is all that's left that's not submerged. This is 36th Street in Camelback. As you go north on 36th Street from Camelback, just a couple of blocks, and you're right there along the canal. So fire crews set up a ladder to reach the submerged car. It didn't look like anybody was inside. So they're going to set up a dive team to go in, make sure nobody's inside, and eventually get that thing pulled out of the canal. Onto a Fox follow-up of the medical chopper that crashed in the Superstition Mountains earlier this week. We're now hearing from the crew that responded to the scene as they talk a little bit about what they found when they arrived, as well as that amazing story of survival. Paramedic Derek Bame was the only one who survived. Flight nurse, and there's his picture, by the way, flight nurse Chad Frary and pilot David Schneider were killed. So they were flying, as you know, a flight from the Mesa Gateway Airport out to Globe, Miami. All right, so hours later, DPS is on scene to rescue. And DPS pilot Scott Clifton and DPS rescue nurse Angela Rose were a few of the first on the scene. They were, now, actually, DPS paramedic, I should point out, Angela Rose. They were some of the first on the scene. They were able to find Bame because they were wearing night vision goggles. They saw his flashlight and realized somebody's alive.
When you get down there and you actually see somebody's alive, it becomes a different ballgame.
The survivor was very cold, scared, and upset. Obviously, he lost his friends.
So he had a broken back, and he survived in that wreckage for hours in those sub-freezing temperatures. He suffered 2 broken femurs and a broken back. A GoFundMe account's been set up called Help a Hero Heal. Or at least help some of the medical expenses. A developing story now out of Phoenix, where 1 person is dead and 3 others hurt after a terrible crash yesterday afternoon up on South Mountain. Take a look at these pictures from right around nightfall at the South Mountain Park. Police say the driver of a car was heading down the road too fast, loses control, slams into a rock, and then rolls it. Police have not yet released the names of any of the dead. In Peoria, an asphalt truck rolled over, causing major traffic delays throughout the afternoon. Crews had to work for hours to clean up the sticky liquid asphalt mess that spilled out onto Grand Avenue. The rollover happened yesterday morning about 9 a.m., but it was hours, about 12 hours. They had to shut down Grand there near the 101. No one seriously hurt. New this morning, a family of 4 forced out of their home and flames break out in their attic. Crews respond to a house fire in the area just off the Black Canyon Freeway near the Glendale Avenue exit. There was not a lot of damage, but the family couldn't stay inside because the utilities had to be all shut off. investigation underway. And Phoenix firefighters battling a blaze at a home near 19th Avenue in Northern. They say they were able to contain it pretty quickly and keep the flames from consuming that home. Thing is, the house was vacant, so it's still unclear what might have possibly caused a fire like that. Well, some surprising and disappointing news from one of the top charities here in the Valley, the Salvation Army. They say donations are down, and as we're getting this much closer to Christmas, it really puts them in a jam. Salvation Army says they're not down just a little bit for whatever reason. Donations have dropped 30% so far this year compared to the same time last year. The Red Kettle campaign seeing decreases valley-wide. We're told those donations that were vital, 60% of the fundraising happens just in November and December. The donations stay in the community and they help provide shelter and meals and clothes and other critical services. If you'd like to help, of course, you can look at for next time you go shopping, look for the Red Kettle, but you don't need to just wait for that. You can donate online at salvationarmy.org, or they've set up an 800 number of 1-800-SAL-ARMY. There's their mailing address for you at 2707 East Van Buren, Phoenix 85008. If you want to go the more traditional route, just write out a check and mail it to them. More details on our website, fox10phoenix.com. Well, fortunately for thousands of Valley families, the Salvation Army is still able to help with their toy needs. Hundreds of volunteers helping out yesterday. Many of these toys come from the Angel Tree program. The Salvation Army says they are going to be able to distribute toys to 11,000 Valley families over Christmas, and that includes about 40,000 children. Happening today, Arizona Snow Bowl, pretty big deal. They're opening their first new chairlift in 3 decades. And the timing couldn't be better. Snow Bowl got 31 inches of fresh powder in the past week. The Flagstaff ski area is launching the new Humphreys Peak lift with a ribbon cutting ceremony shortly before noon. And so it basically is going to just improve things for you up there on the hill, get you on the hill and onto the slopes a little more frequently, and cut down the wait times. Part of a $2 million renovation that included 5 new snowmaking machines, 31 inches there, 34 inches over the past few days up at Sunrise near Pinetop Lakeside. Mm-hmm. So you see these pictures of the ski resorts back in New England, and it's grass.
Right.
Yeah. And look at how good it is here.
We've got it good, Ron.
Yeah, we do.